Well, hello everyone. It's Kevin Ducey with Whiteboard again, and we got a little bit of a different flavor today. I'm here with my buddy Jeremy Katen, a good friend of mine with Cutco, my traveling roadshow homie. Jeremy, what is up, dude?
Hey, buddy.
How are you?
Happy to be here. I'm
Yeah.
doing good in the great state of Texas today.
Well, a little bit of background here is Jeremy and I were fortunate enough to meet at a convention in Vegas. So, 8-9 months ago. Developed a bond. We started talking about, how we acquire customers, things that we do for customers, and just ended up becoming friends. And now we share a lot of the same shows together. We're going to be together for a next level loan officer event in San Diego, which, I tell anybody, if you're interested, please look into those guys. They've been wonderful partners of ours and a great coaching group. But Jeremy has a really unique thing that he does, and I think this is really interesting for you loan officers out there. I see it in every coaching group that I'm a part of on Facebook, whether it's Next Level, whether it's Scott Grove's coaching group, whether it's MLO Network and mortgage coach. Like, what can I do to give my customers a really good closing gift or something to do with my partners? And that's where this guy comes in. And it's Cutco Knives. I mean, talking about high quality products, but I'm gonna let my man Jeremy tell us a little bit more about that.
Well, yeah, I mean, just for a little context and background, there might be some people watching this who are like, what are Cutco Knives? And, if you haven't heard of it, the company's been around since the 1940s. And interestingly enough, that when you talk about when we met and how we bonded, that's actually what bonded us, right? Because at one point, you had sold Cutco.
I did.
And what's funny is chances are there's going to be a handful of people that are going to see this and they're like, I sold Cutco in high school at one time or when I was in college. And interestingly enough, a lot of our customers had either had the product at home or had sold it at some point. And interestingly enough, how this actually got started years ago was there were a handful of business owners and realtors and lenders, including, that had this stuff at home. And we're just tired of giving away consumable gifts to their clients. They were tired of the gift cards. They were tired of, the fruit baskets and the flowers and all the different things that we see that people give. And, we know that people like that stuff. Like, people like gifts, they're free. But what they realize is that there's no long-term value in any of those gifts. Like, they're really not serving their client that they're giving it to, or really their business in any way long-term. People get it and then they eat it, they spend it, they drink it, it's gone. Even if it's a nice $200 bottle of wine that you got, it either sits there because they never use it and it collects some dust, or that, it was that bottle of wine between the third and fourth bottle of wine that night, right? And no one remembers that 5 or 6 years later down the road. And so I sold Cutco for about 15 years for me now. And the company, like I said, it's been around since the 1940s, and it's based in New York. That's where the factory is. And the company is like it's almost like a mom and pop kind of ran company. Like, it's a family owned company. Obviously, the board of directors, but it's a family owned operated company. So there's a lot of really cool values that come from that. And they really stay true to what they built on years ago, which one of the cool things that Cutco offers that a lot of companies don't offer with the products is a relentless forever guarantee, which basically means that if anything ever happens to the product itself, if it chips, it cracks, it breaks, it bends, Cutco will 100% replace it for free.
It's beautiful.
And that's insane. So what that means is we have customers out there that have had the product for 30, 40, 50 plus years. Something breaks, they're able to literally send in a piece they got 50 years ago. Maybe they paid $30 for it. That's $100, $200, $300 item for free, which is insane that Cutco does this and that they can exist as a product or a company and just replace things like that. So it's really amazing. And we get stories like that all the time from customers. The reason I share that is because there is a cult-like following around this product, and the people that own it are fanatics about it and really love it. And one of the things that we're excited to be able to offer our clients when they on board with us with this product and are able to hand it over to their clients is they're going to now be able to provide a gift or a product to their client that their clients are going to end up falling in love with like that. 20 or 30 years down the road, they're still using it. And there's a lot of really valuable things that go along with that.
Right. You're putting the customer's name on it, right? I mean, you're saying courtesy of, loan officer Jerry, right? And it's right there. So every time that their customer client gets out that knife to cut something, they're reminded of who their loan officer was, which is so hard that's what loan officers trying to do. Stay top of mind with their customers, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly right. And most realtors or lenders, whoever's watching, are not looking at their gifting opportunity as an opportunity to brand themselves. It usually goes by the wayside, right? They give them like, oh, I gave them some chocolate, some candy, some gift card, whatever. They give them these, or they get something they think is going to stick around, like a vase or a picture or a picture of the house they bought. I don't, what that is, or a lot of different things that they think that's going to stick around, and they might, but they're sitting there on the shelf, or they're sitting there on the table, or they're sitting there on the wall. Maybe they're beautifully displayed, but they're just sitting there collecting dust, right? They're just not getting used a whole lot. And so, by doing some simple math and some, basically a little bit of research and reducing the fact that we've figured out that every home that a lender finances has a kitchen in it. And according to NAR, that's the most gathered place in the home. I mean, think about, this Sunday, other than watching the game, where are people going to be at?
At the kitchen counter, man.
In the kitchen, man. We're all going to be huddled in the kitchen or around the TV watching that. But it's those two places. There isn't a party that happens at my house that we're not surrounded in. My kitchen's the smallest room in our entire house, but we decided to stand everyone in the kitchen. Yep. That's where we were at, hanging out. So that's just the reality of it. And there's beauty in that, because Cutco of itself is such a high quality product. It's unlike anything else where people just really like it. So you're right, we engrave it, and there's a couple ways we can do this. Usually we're engraving it with the LO's name, number, logo, tagline, or something like that. And we can customize it, which is really cool. And so
kind of like you did for us. You did us. It was like real subtle logo. Truth be told, I bought these from Jeremy to give to some of my high value clients. Hey, and here's one of the things. One of the more recent interviews I did was with a guy named Mike Garrett out of Atlanta, and I urge everybody to go watch that. Mike's a phenomenal guy. But Mike's like, hey, dude, thanks for the knife. Now I got to buy a whole set for my wife because she's fallen in love with these things. So.
I love it. And yeah, that's the beauty of giving something that's actually valuable, something that's useful. Mm-hmm. And it's the one thing we won't stop ever doing is eating, right? And we either cook because we have to or because we like it. Those are really the only two options, right? And when we can give something like that, that's going to go into someone's kitchen, and if they hate cooking, but it's going to make it easier and more fun for them to do, we've really added to their life. And if they love to cook, now we're giving them a tool in the kitchen that they love anyway because they really enjoy cooking. So it really can't lose in that way. There's really nothing else that we've found in the marketplace that we can give a client that they're going to have as long and use as much than Cutco.
Right.
Because again, we're just eating every single day, and because of the longevity and the quality of Cutco, people are going to have it forever. So yeah, and when people are hanging out with friends and family, believe it or not too many people are going to be standing in the kitchen watching a game talking about loans today, other than the LOs, right? So how do we pop that conversation? We want to put something that's in the kitchen that people are using all the time. That's why we have like the red and white handles, because they really pop. Someone sees it like, who's this guy? Oh, he was Kevin Ducey, right? Well, we met LO, but they're like, oh, we got this from our lender 3 years ago, 7 years ago, and it's our favorite piece. We use this thing all the time. In fact, my wife loves it so much we had to go get more, whatever. Right.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. Like, thank you so much for rewarding us for buying with you. But I mean, that thing is in the sink all the time. My wife uses it every day, and we have a good set of knives. We don't have a set of Cutco knives though, but so the ones that we do have now, it's just like she uses it for everything. It's so phenomenal. It's just totally different when I'm cutting something fairly difficult. The Cutco knife rips right through it. I don't have to sit there and saw it. I mean, it's just incredibly sharp and incredibly durable. And you guys are sharpen knives for folks too, right?
Yeah, part of the guarantee, not only do we replace it if it ever breaks or something goes wrong with it, but they also sharpen it for free forever.
Jeremy, I'm an LO. I'm listening to this today. I'm going to close my first jumbo loan or something. I want something nice. How do I contact you to get my borrower or my partner a nice knife or even a set possibly, because you'll do everything from a single to a set, right? How do they get in contact with you and start giving some real high quality closing gifts?
Yeah, I mean, you can obviously contact me through email, which is jeremykaten@gmail. You can call me directly as well, 916-821-7483. You might even post this up somewhere where they can see
it, brother.
A link. Email or phone call. The one thing that we usually have to do in this, because sometimes, LOs or really just business owners, where they're thinking about a gift, they almost treat this like they would buy a gift for a friend or a family member for like their birthday or Christmas. And so they're thinking like, who would I give a knife to? Who would really like a knife? And that's almost like, that's the opposite way that we want to look at it. It's like, who do we work with that we want them to never forget who we are and what we do, right? And that's probably everybody. And so we want to help systematize. And so we're really not looking for, that one person we're going to give a knife to, because they're going to be the ones going to make our business, change our business in 5 years.
Right.
It's really about having consistency throughout. And because we never know where that next loan is going to come from, who's going to send us that next referral. And so staying top of mind is so relevant. And most LOs are spending the money kind of either way. So in most cases, we're really just diverting the funds that they're going to spend on some of this other stuff, something that's just going to serve them much more long term, that's high quality, that they can really give. That's really in alignment with their values, which is giving a quality service. So this really brands them that way as well. So usually we're just getting them to supply that stuff so we can put a system in place where we can either drop ship it directly to the client, or we can ship it directly to them and then they can have it and hand out. But we usually just walk them through a couple different ways to do that. But yeah, you can either do single items or set. And, we just recently launched a really cool program that you actually might really like, is our Build a Set program. And, and basically it's for those clients in our business, or employees even, that really support our businesses, that we want to continue rewarding on an annual basis to build a complete set. So it's not a matter of just doing the one and then the next time we see them, we're like, oh, what am I going to do for them next? I guess I'm going to give them some more, gift cards again, right? So we're back to the same thing. And where now we realize, like, hey, like you said, the guy you gave it to, my wife wants a whole set. Well, how great is it if he's going to get another piece a year later, because he's really bringing more value to your guys' business and supporting you. Same opportunity we have with all of our clients and employees that we work with. So we've kind of developed a program for that now.
And I will say this, I'm gonna make fun of myself real quick here, is that I was able to do this with Jeremy without enlisting my marketing guy or anybody else. And if anybody knows me, like I'm terrible about that stuff. So it's really easy. The average loan officer will be able to really set this up and do it. And just like you said, you can drop ship it, house your knives and ship them yourself, whatever you want. It's very easy. Jeremy's a great guy. You can catch him on the road this year. He'll be at lots of shows, Next Level, Sales Originator Connect, NAM, something. You'll be around, dude. Just keep your eyes open, and Jeremy will be around, or hit him up on his website. Jeremy, once again, thank you so much for your time today, brother. Take care of that sick cat, and we'll talk soon, bro.
Sounds good.
Right on.
All right, see ya.